yeah, just enjoy the culture, man. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the love of the Mexican people. And damn, dude, I might just go ahead and book a ticket.
I'm about to be 26 and I haven't done
Bro, the barista from Starbucks is hot as.
Shout out to the Under the Chin podcast with my buddies here.
He's under the chin. All right. Episode 16 of the Under the Chin podcast. Unreal. Every time we record, that number just grows, continues to blow my mind. But Hector is only going to be able to be with us for about a half hour. Abe will be joining us shortly. But with that being said, instead of going over the card previous, I definitely want to hop in and touch upon UFC Mexico with the native Mexican Hector. Hector, before we get into that, I wanted to ask you. You said you moved to the USA. How old were you?
I was 16 when I came to the US.
So when did you become conversational in English? Like when did you start learning English, and do you think you became like conversational in it?
Fuck. I think when I started working, like I used to do roofing and a whole bunch of like construction stuff. So that's when I started like meeting like black people, white people, and I had to speak English, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, because in school it was all Mexican, so I didn't learn shit to be
Right.
honest. Yeah, so it was in real life when I started like to implementing my English skills, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
That has to be difficult. I heard English is a hard language to learn.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Sometimes I still have trouble like pronouncing stuff, but good thing you guys understand me, and if not, just correct me.
I mean, you're fully conversational. I mean, I know a few people who speak like passable English, like we could communicate with one another, but it's not like conversational like you are. You know, it's
Yeah.
that just blows my mind because I am not bilingual at all. I mean, I could ask to go to the bathroom in Spanish, but that's about it. Uh,
And bring the head of Alfredo Garcia.
yeah, yeah. Actually, all right, hold on. I know head is cabeza. Uh, uh,
Es tráeme la cabeza de Alfredo García.
yes.
Tráeme la cabeza de Alfredo García. Yeah.
What one day we have to watch that movie.
Yeah, yeah, of
When I'm
course,
in
man.
Chicago, you, me, and Abel have a movie night where we will watch De Está la Cabeza de Alfredo Garcia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. By the way, man, happy birthday. I know
Oh yes, thank you.
you're an old man now.
Yeah, yep. Just crossed
Welcome
the
to the club.
halfway of the 20s. Yeah, no, it's clicking. I tell you what, I tell everybody that after your 21st birthday, it just
Yeah.
flies. Because
Yeah,
like you're
time
waiting
flies,
so
bro.
long to be 21 so you can go out and drink and do whatever and
Yeah.
party, but man, after that, you don't really gain anything other than the ability to rent a car at 25, which I have yet to exercise. So,
Right.
uh, yeah, yeah, not much, but hey, enjoy your time while you're here.
Yep.
But speaking about enjoying time, we have Markel Maderos kicking off the card. He was a Contender Series guy, does have a win over, I think, Quinones. I think he beat in the UFC, so he does have one
Checo
win.
Quiñones?
Yeah, I believe so. But he's taking on Austin Thud Hubbard, which we have talked about on the show before. He's the guy who made the dude quit on the stool. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that
yeah.
infamous clip. That
Right.
was the doing of Mr. Hubbard, and I know I'm not sure where Maderos is from. You would think Mexico because this is not well. It's he's listed as an American.
Probably Brazilian. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So I don't know where what his origin is, but considering this is UFC Mexico, you would think he is of Mexican origin to start the card off. You would think, but
Yeah, probably, yeah, Latino descendants.
For this one, I just got to say I want to see Austin Hubbard get a win. You know, he's gotten a few second, third chances in the UFC. You know, he was on that season of Tough where like the veterans were fighting to get back in. I think he made it to the championship
Okay.
but lost. So I'd like to see him get a win. You know anything about the other dude at all? You ever hear of him before?
Hobart?
Markel
About
Maderos.
Hubbard? Oh no, not about him.
No. You remember
I know
Hubbard though?
who Austin Hubbard is. Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, you have a pick for
Really
this
good
one?
guy.
I just want to see Hubbard win. I'm not saying bet
Yeah.
on him, but I want to see him win. How about what are you thinking here?
Honestly, I don't know the other guy, so I don't have a pick in that one.
Well, moving on. Jamal
You said
Emmers.
that's the first fight of the night, right?
Yeah, that is the first one. It was
Okay,
originally
nice.
supposed to be Ismail Bonfim versus Hubbard, but Maderos is
Okay,
stepping in.
Bonfim. He
Yeah.
just fought, no? He just
Um,
fought not so long ago.
was it
He
may have
fought the
been
guy from Cerro Longo.
he
Salikov,
Sadikov.
Salikov,
Yep. That
Salikov,
was
yeah.
February. Yeah, mid-February. So yeah,
Yeah.
not
And
too
he
long
looked
ago.
good.
He did.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
that
got cut with a nasty kick, and
mhm.
that was it. Yeah. So you said what's the next fight?
So the next fight we got Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. The guy with the mustache, 17 and 7. Where's he from? He is from Brazil.
Brazil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming off a loss to Morgan Charrier, the Pirate, who who just had a fight.
Yeah.
Lost to Nathaniel Wood, but we'll go over that in a bit. But Miranda 1 and 2 in the UFC. Jamal Emmers, these guys are both 35 too, so they're both at that age where it's like you better be winning if you're fighting. Jamal Emmers 3 and 4 record in the UFC, coming off a loss to Nate the Train Landwehr. So both guys coming off of a loss. Man, on this one, man, I don't really have a pick, but I'm thinking of going with the Brazilian. I think I'm going with Miranda on this one.
I don't know. I I think I'll take Edwards in that one.
All right. I always like a little disparity. I like when we pick opposite guys. It makes it a little bit more interesting when we're watching.
I
Um,
I I think just to mention the past card, I think we got like 80% right of our picks,
I'd have to go
if
back
I'm
and
not
look, but
mistaken.
I think we did do pretty well because I remember
Yeah,
well, there was one that I guess I might as well get out of the way now. Mick Parkin did lose his undefeated record
yeah.
to Marcin Tabora, but I mean, man, that did suck to see, but
I picked Tibura though
yeah,
in that
yeah, you
one.
did. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, I lost that one, but man, that did suck. I wanted to see Mick Parkin stay undefeated, but realistically, he was on a path to fight one guy, and it's his training partner. So,
Yeah.
maybe for the best that he takes that loss now. Um, but Rafa Garcia versus Vince Pichel. Pichel, 42 years old, still kicking it.
Yeah.
With a
He looks
14.
like Cub Swanson's older brother,
He does.
right?
Vince from hell, Pichel, he does look like Cub Swanson's older brother. That is
Yeah, he's all
ridiculous.
tatted up as well.
He lost his last fight to Ismail Bonfim. Before that, losing to Mark Madsen. But get this, his last win coming over Austin Thud Hubbard back in 2021.
Nice.
So man, that was his last win. Was 4 goddamn years ago. That is crazy. But Rafa Garcia, 30 years old. Let's check out his record because I don't remember his last fight. Okay, he lost to Grant Dawson, but before that had a win over Clay Guida. Um, Looks like he is an American born but of Mexican descent. And on this one, I think it's no question here. I'm going with Rafa Garcia.
Yeah. Same.
Hopefully,
Same. I've been on the run all fucking day, and
I can
I
imagine.
need some coffee, man. I need coffee.
Where
So I
you
got
get
a long day.
where you getting it from?
I like Starbucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's right in the corner of the
How do
studio, so
how
yeah.
do you take your coffee?
I get a cappuccino.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I get a cappuccino with cinnamon and honey.
okay. Yeah. What happened?
Bro, the barista from Starbucks is hot as fuck. Let me see if I can show it. She's so hot, bro. She's one of those curly haired Mexicans that
Oh,
might beat your ass if she's mad, but you'll take it because she's fucking hot. Oh yeah, probably Puerto Rican, right? No, not you.
there's a
Somebody is. Somebody, somebody else gave me the fucking my cappuccino, man.
what a bone.
Come on, cappuccino,
Hey,
Abraham, Abraham,
Where you at?
cappuccino
What
time.
Starbucks you at?
I'm right on the.
Ah, fuck that.
Thank you,
Why does it sound so
man.
low?
I was just telling Josh. Where's she at? Oh, she inside. Man, the fucking barista here, bro. She's smoking fucking hot.
Why didn't you talk to her?
I'm gonna have to come back soon.
Yeah, why didn't you talk to her?
Yeah, man. I'm not like you're not gonna believe this, but I'm shy.
you're shy?
Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm shy. I'm a shy motherfucker. Yeah.
That ain't true, bro. That ain't true.
Yeah. I need to be drunk to be like a fucking fluent playboy, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But since I don't drink no more, so
Yeah,
I'm just man, I'm just a lame, you know?
yeah,
Well,
same here.
I would say not drinking is probably a better life choice for anybody. It is probably better to not drink than to drink. With that being said, I absolutely love cerveza. And to a lesser extent, I also really enjoy a nice Scotch neat. Um, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll give that up too. Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I still drink. I drink. I like yesterday I drank a mojito,
Mm,
but that was it. Like when I say drink, I say like
Heavy drink.
yeah, like hungover movie type of shit, you know?
yeah,
That's me
yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Uh I,
I agree.
actually I was watching that movie on the way here, like on the plane. I fucking loved it. Like I just wanted to get drunk like at that fucking magnitude, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it makes it seem like it's not wrong to do all that stupid shit that they do, you know?
Yeah.
Like it makes you feel like everybody does that, you know?
Yeah,
Like drunk driving and what? I mean, I'm not gonna do it, right?
right, right. Yeah, never a good idea to get behind the wheel of a vehicle when you are under the influence of drugs, that including alcohol. But yeah, yeah, no,
Yes.
I agree. Every time I overdo it, it's like, and it's not even like the afterwards, like, because I don't really get hangovers because I drink a lot of water if I'm drinking, but like. Just like once I get to a certain threshold, I'm like, I'm not even enjoying myself anymore. I'm trying to watch a
Uh,
movie. I gotta close one of my eyes because I'm double vision, and
yeah.
when it's at that point I'm like I've overdone it, and now it's like yeah, so I'm dialing it in. I'm learning how to do it as I get a little bit older. um
Yeah.
but Abe, since Hector doesn't have as much time, we decided to hop into the upcoming card, being that it is UFC Mexico. um we
Oh yeah.
We only made it a few fights in, but you made it right in time to discuss the fan favorite Lupi Godinez taking on Julia Pilastri. One and
Loopy.
yeah, Lupi, shout out Lupi. Julia Pilastri, 1-1 in the UFC. Her last win coming over a fighter I have a lot of history with, Corey McKenna. She was the first mixed martial artist, or first mixed martial arts fight that I ever watched. So I owe my fandom to that fight with her against Vanessa Demopoulos on the Contender Series. But another fighter who fought on that same Contender Series card is fighting on this one as well. We will get to him in a little bit. But originally I was a little torn because I always side with Contender Series people, but man, I want to see Lupi win this fight, not only because she's a fan favorite, but Julia Pilastri got Corey McKenna cut from the UFC, so I can't rock with that very much. So I'm all in on Loopy.
I'm taking
Yes.
Loopy 100% on this, especially on this card.
Hmm. And Lupi has some of those performances where you're like, she could really do big things. You know, she has taken her losses, but like in some of her wins, she looks so dominant.
Does she train with Alexa?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they do. Yeah, I think they do. I think I've seen pictures of them training together. Yeah, I'm almost
And
positive.
they all train together at Lobo UFC or Lobo MMA.
Well, isn't doesn't Lupi live in Canada or didn't she live in Canada
I don't
for
know.
I remember hearing like her because she left Mexico, I think she went to Canada. I don't know. But
Yeah. I think she lives in a Spanish, I mean English speaking country for sure, because she speaks really good English.
mhm.
Probably, probably you're right, Josh. Joshy boy. Yeah,
That's
I'll take Loopy on that one. I
yeah,
think she I think she's coming off a loss, right?
I believe so.
With
Let's see.
Mackenzie Dern, if
Yep, she
I'm not
lost to
mistaken.
Mackenzie Dern. She's actually off two losses, one to Mackenzie Dern, one to I forget which one of you are into this chick, Jandra Doba.
That'd be
Um
Hector.
okay. The Hector Frozen could not defend himself from that assertion. Okay, there he is.
I mean, she lost to the top. Oh, tama. To to the top of the division. So I think she's gonna win this one. She
I
has to.
agree.
She has to. The
Oh,
you know.
uh,
She'll take it, no problem.
yeah. Well, maybe Hector's switching
Gustavo.
to the in-building Wi-Fi wherever he's at. Um, but the next fight out of all of them is the one I wanted to discuss with you guys the most, the one that I definitely wanted to get in before Hector has to go sing it up.
Yeah. Which one, man?
Christian Rodriguez,
Ooh.
C-Rod versus Melquizel Costa.
See what happens.
Nice. Nice. Who you
Now,
guys got?
well, I got Christian Rodriguez, but I am a little skeptical because Costa is not undefeated. Um, but I think we had that problem in the last fight, and or no, it wasn't. No, Austin Bashi was undefeated, and Christian Rodriguez beat him. So, yeah, what I'm seeing here is might be a tough matchup for Christian Rodriguez because Costa is not undefeated. So, now
Yes.
I know you guys are fans of
Christian
C-Rod.
is gonna. Yeah, I think he's gonna mop the floor with the guy. As I mean, what's the record of Costa in the UFC?
In the U. I'm
Because
not sh
every time I see him, he's getting his ass whooped like badly.
well, he is 22-7 overall. He is 3-2 in the UFC.
Okay.
T-Rod all
Ooh,
day.
not bad. Not that bad.
Yeah, I'm also going with C-Rod. Man, he is just one of those fighters that kind of strong-armed his way. I mean, off the back of all these wins over undefeated prospects, that is really what did it. But I mean, he was just one of those guys where he strong-armed his way into being recognized, and now is just one of those guys that you're always excited to see on a card.
Yeah, I agree. Um, man, you know what's funny?
What's that?
That he's kind of representing Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And he's like they're all like doing promo and shit together, like all the Mexican fighters. And he's the one who took the undefeated record from Chihuihuis
Oh,
himself.
yeah. Who is also fighting on this card. Excited to get
Yeah,
into that, man. Always love to see him coming back. Instant fan favorite, one of the biggest rising
yeah,
stars out of Mexico right now. But yeah, Christian Rodriguez, man, he is one of those dudes who just eats zeros for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. Um,
yes,
but
sir.
speaking of dessert, we got a real treat in Jose Medina versus Ataba Gautier, I think is how you pronounce that. The Silent Assassin, coming off a win on the Contender Series last season. He is a debutant. Taking on Jose Medina, who is 11 years his senior. He is, man, what country is that?
That's Ecuador. Oh,
Says
the
says here,
Medina guy?
yeah, yeah. It says Bolivia on here.
Bolivia. Yeah, Bolivia. You're
Man,
right. You're
I
right.
did not recognize that flag. This guy lost on the Contender Series, got a UFC opportunity, lost
Right.
to Zachary Reese,
Yeah.
and is now taking on a guy making his debut. In that case, man, I'm siding with the Contender Series guy. I think he's gonna take it. You guys have any different opinions?
You got Medina in that one?
No, 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 no. I'm going with the Silent Assassin, the Contender
Okay.
Series debutant.
Okay. Okay. It's a black kid, right?
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
dude ripped.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember. If I'm not mistaken, he knocked the shot of the other guy, right?
Let's see. He did, yes, second round knockout against Yara Naito out of Japan, who was undefeated but lost his undefeated record to the
Right.
Silent Assassin.
I'll pick the silent assassin.
Hmm. Abo.
Gautier.
All right. I love it.
Yeah.
Abe, how was this weekend? Any interesting events?
Not that I can remember off the top of my head,
Well,
but yeah, always a good time, you know.
so now I come to find out that Haas is not inviting you back to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I know Haas is a son of a bitch, but man, that is just filthy. I can't believe. I
Tell
mean,
me
what
about it, dude.
the only
Man,
time.
stop talking shit about my boy Hoss, man. I don't even know him and I already hate him.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
Come on, guys.
Haas is in the area, but I could not hang out with him tonight because we got to record. But I'll see Haas soon enough. But yeah, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe I met
Dude,
Abe.
talk to him about it, dude.
I mean, I'll try. He's a stubborn hoss cat. I met Abe in Pennsylvania at a restaurant about 20 some minutes from my house. And the only other time I saw Abe in person was at an event that he was working, which was in Pennsylvania, but
Yep.
uh yeah, so man, and when was that? When did you go to to that restaurant? That was like what, 3 years ago?
Might have been a little bit more than that, because
4 years ago?
I don't know. Was that the one in Hamburg?
It's like outside of Hamburg. It's like a couple towns over.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. That was a while back, man.
That was a quite a long time ago. And
But
that
yeah, man, talk to him, dude. I'm only his work friend, dude. As soon as he leaves work, it's Rick and Josh.
what the that's unreal.
Yeah, dude.
Unreal. Well, speaking of unreal, we got an unreal matchup between Edgar Shirez versus CJ Vergara. Shirez 11-6, 1-2 in the UFC, coming off a loss to Joshua Van. And he also lost to Tatsuro Taira. So lost to two insanely talented dudes. His one win coming over Daniel Lacerda. Shirez did miss weight in that fight. But CJ Vergara, Contender Series guy, 3-4 in the UFC, coming off two losses to Asua Amabayev and Ramazan Tamirov in October of last year. But CJ Vergara, one of the few fighters to respond to a DM that I sent. It was his win where it was not looking good for him, and he rallied back and got a win. I believe that was against
It was
Daniel
again
Lacerda.
Lacerda.
Yep. That
Yeah,
was the one.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I DM'd him and just congratulated him because I was watching it in my car. I was about to go to my buddy's house and I was just watching the fight in my car. I'm yelling because I recognize him from the Contender Series, so I want to see him get a win. And he pulled that shit out of the fire. So that was cool. Cool of him to respond. Always love when fighters interact with the fans. That's just so cool. So
Yeah, man.
I'll
That's
tell you
yo,
cool.
who didn't interact with their fans was Diego Lopez.
I know it's sad. I hate
Yeah,
that.
you
I hate
you
that I
just
know
hate
that.
that guy. You
Dude,
just hate that guy,
I
don't you?
shoot. Yeah, dude, he's terrible.
God
I
damn it, man.
I every time this is said, I have to go on record and say I was never wronged by Diego Lopez, so I am still a fan, still love him.
Yeah.
But I do
Same,
understand.
man.
Yeah,
Same. I cannot say anything bad about him.
I do
Hands
understand
down, man.
Abe's frustration, but I cannot echo those sentiments.
Hands down.
Well, do you guys have a pick? We going Shirez or Vergara in this one?
I
All
got
day.
Chires, man.
All day.
He has the reach advantage.
Yeah.
Look at those
Um,
knuckles, man.
look at that.
Could be a bare knuckle fighter. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah. Man, oh that camera just focused. So, yeah, Shiras is the favorite. I am gonna go not a brain pick, heart pick for CJ Vergara. Just
Terrible pick.
I know listen, I'm not telling people to bet on CJ Vergara. But hey, if you do and he wins, I mean, it'll pay pretty good. But I just always liked CJ
You
Vergara
just like
since the
him.
contender. Yeah, I just like him. He's
You
one of the, and,
just you just like him. Yeah.
yeah, one of
I mean,
those.
you had an interaction with him. He was cool, and I get it.
Right, yeah. So
I get it.
that's where I'm at with this one.
Fair game. Fair game.
Yeah, so hoping to see
Yes,
him
sir.
get a win. That's the end of the prelims though. Now we're moving into the main card and we got
Let's
some
go.
we got some fucking matchups here, man. This is they really went all out. UFC always takes care of Mexico, man. They always put on some great cards. And starting out, we got a
Lazy boy.
Lazy Boys kicking off the main card. He's taking
Let's
on
go.
Kevin Borjas. He's from Peru, right?
Peruvian
Yeah.
puff peppers.
Yes, Peru. Holy crap, what a throwback.
What do you know about that, huh?
Hector don't. I know about it. I don't think Hector knows about Peruvian puff peppers.
Are those a real thing, or is that
No,
just
Peruvian
no, they're
what?
not. They're not. They're not. Hector? You ever hear of Peruvian puff peppers?
No.
Well,
Dude, I'm glad you got that, Josh.
yeah, no, I got you.
Are those really spicy?
Well, you see, they are the ingredient for the ultimate chili.
But it's
Okay.
not a real thing, right?
No, no, it's not. It's
I
not.
thought it was real for a while.
It is made up. Hector, where what Abe was talking about is a reference to a sitcom from back in our childhood called Drake and Josh. You ever hear of that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's an
Oh.
episode where they procure the Peruvian puff pepper for their chili.
Okay. Okay. No. 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 I never heard of. I never seen that show or anything. I was more of El Chavo del Ocho, and I used to love Tom and Jerry, man.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, the old one, the old
Oh yeah,
one,
yeah,
the
yeah. The one from like the 40s
Woody
and stuff.
Woody Woodpecker or what Woodpecker or
I think
what?
wasn't Woody Woodpecker, was he part of Looney Tunes? I
Looney
can't
Tunes,
remember.
Nah,
yeah. I don't
it
know. I don't
was
watch that stuff. It was all
nah.
depressing to me.
It was
Man, I love.
depressing to you. Why was Looney Tunes depressing?
Bro, I don't like that stuff, dude. I won't want to watch that stuff, bro. Put on some ESPN or something.
What about Looney Tunes could possibly be depressing?
Dude,
Come
I was
on,
I
man.
was a
So you
SpongeBob
were
guy, dude.
so you were 6, 7, 8 years old and you were watching ESPN.
SpongeBob
I mean, I love a
Yeah,
good
all
SpongeBob
day. I
episode.
was Nickelodeon all day, dude.
man. I remember in Mexico, bro, when we used to watch Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
They used to tell me they used to turn off the TV, and like my parents, like, no, no, don't watch that. It's not good.
And it's not good for you. They were right.
Well, I mean, I was a
I mean,
Simpsons kid. I grew up, watching The Simpsons, and then I'd sneak a Family Guy episode in every now and again. But that was where my parents drew the line. When I was younger, I was allowed to watch The Simpsons, but Family Guy is where the line was drawn up until a certain age. But yeah, no question about this fight here. I
Lazy
think we're
boy
all on Lazy
by
Boy, right?
stud.
Yes,
Dude,
sir.
this guy has like fucking 2 million followers. This
Dude, he
guy's
took off.
huge.
Dude, he took off after the sphere card
Yeah.
because
Man,
he
you
is
know what's the
literally.
crazy thing?
What's up? Oh, he follows you.
No, but I started following him when he had like less than 5,000 followers.
Oh, for real?
Holy
And I
shit.
followed the guy and he followed me back.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And then he's now famous and he followed me.
I
That's
love that.
crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know you
Yeah.
followed him for that long.
Yeah, but I I always like the guy. Like he says whatever the fuck he thinks and
Yeah.
he doesn't have a filter.
I like his little baile, his baile what does he call his
Chuntaro.
dance? El qué?
Chuntaro.
No. I don't know. It's like I forgot what he calls it, but yeah, his little dance is like,
He's just funny, man.
yeah,
He's a fucking character, man.
yeah, he's a beast, dude. I'm all for Lazy Boy, 100%. Uh, and plus, I think he
Right.
earned a lot of respect that last fight, dude. He got dropped and recovered like that and came back to win, man. So,
Yeah.
um, anybody likes, I mean, all the fans, even casual fans, they just want to see people scrap, dude. So you get up there, you scrap, you get dropped, you get back
Yeah.
up, and then you start landing shots and you start winning. Like exchanges on the ground. It's hard not to like somebody like that, man.
I agree. And
Yes,
his
and
his last
I
loss
remember
was in
thinking.
20. Oh, what's up?
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, his last loss came in 2020 on the Contender Series. So lost on the Contender Series, didn't get a contract, had 5 fights between his last loss and his UFC debut, and in only two UFC fights he has, and he has 2 million followers on Instagram.
It, it blew up, dude. That's fear card, dude. I'm telling you.
Crazy. What were you saying
Man,
though, Hector?
and all this time I was thinking he was a striker because he was saying that story that he went to Thailand and he was training there and all of a sudden he received like an invite to like contract to fight somebody and he said yes, I don't give a fuck, give me that motherfucker, I'll fight him and whatever. And then he went to the arena and I mean I'm just translating the story. He said so. He said that he was one of the biggest fucking stars in Muay Thai in Thailand, and like the whole arena was against him, and he had some trouble fighting him, but he knocked him out basically.
Mm,
So I was thinking he's a striker, right? But then I saw the fight on the Sphere, and he got dropped and then all of a sudden he turned into a Dagestani wrestler, but really good.
yeah.
But really good. He showed that he can like he's well rounded everywhere, right? I just want to see him fight like a really heavy grappling approach guy, probably like a Daggy, like maybe like what's his name? Uh I don't
Uh,
remember, man. But the guy that trains with Khabib and all those guys, tall
Tagir.
guy, skinny, Tagir Ulambekov,
Yeah.
probably somebody like that to see how well rounded he is. You know?
Well, he's not getting a grappler in Borjas because eight of his 9 wins came by knockout, 0 by sub. Has 1 win by decision, the
Yeah.
rest by knockout. So
Getting submitted.
this, what's that?
He's getting submitted. Isn't he what 0-3 in the UFC or what is he?
Yeah, I think
Borjas,
so.
Borjas is 0-2 in the UFC.
Oh,
He has
Yeah,
two fights in the UFC, lost both.
but he fought Fearless and
Yeah.
fucking who else? Who else he
Alessandro
fought?
Costa.
Yeah, Costa. I mean, he's the main training partner of Diego Lopez. So
Mm,
I mean, he's good. He's good. It's gonna be a good fight. But I think Lazy Boy has this one in the pocket.
yeah, I
Or
agree.
or man, you know what I heard too? That he's having trouble with his ex, like fucking what's it called? Fuck, child, fucking ¿Cómo se
Oh,
llama, cuando le pagas a la mamá de tu hijo?
oh, child support.
Child support.
Hmm.
And he's
Yeah,
having trouble. Like, let's hope it doesn't affect him inside the cage, because
yeah,
that
yeah.
mental stuff, it's always rough on you, like, especially when you got a like big moment like that.
Hmm.
But let's hope that he's 100% and he leaves that shit out of the octagon.
I hope so. Hopefully, it's more of a motivation than a roadblock, and especially with all he's been
Right.
able to accomplish in two UFC fights. I mean, all that momentum in front of you. I mean, and a win is only going to propel you even more, especially in front of a Mexican crowd. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for Lazy Boy. I still can't get over that. 2 million followers, only two UFC fights. That
Dude, it's
is
the dance, bro. It's the dance.
that is crazy.
It's everything, man. He's just a fucking
Yeah,
character. He's
yeah,
funny as fuck.
yeah. It's a dope as.
And he's
I would love to
and
just
he's
sit there and
funny
really do
looking,
it.
man. He's funny looking. He has to have like some sort of fucking African descent. Like he has to have like yeah. Like I mean he's native Mexican, but he also has some Afro descendant.
Mhm. Well, Uh, speaking of African descendants, I don't know if this guy is, but his nickname is the Black Spartan, so maybe. He's not black from what I could see here. I mean, he's pretty tan, but 11-1, I am talking about the one David Martinez. He is Mexican. Um, but yeah,
David Martinez.
he is, oh, get this? He is a debutant. He is coming
Debutant.
off of the Contender Series. He's coming off the Contender Series. He's taking on Simon Oliveira. Who? What was his last fight? He's a Brazilian dude. 0-2 in the UFC. Losses to Tony Gravely and Daniel Marcos.
Got KO'd.
Yeah, he did in his last fight, which is all the way back in January of 2023. So over 2 years out of action, taking on the Mexican debutant. Yeah, for this one, man, I'm going with David the Black Spartan Martinez. What do you guys think?
He's fighting who?
Martinez is fighting Simon Oliveira, who has not fought in over 2 years and is 0-2 in the UFC.
Okay, okay, okay. Hey, funny fact. David Martinez is a surgeon.
What?
It's a doctor, basically. Yeah. Yes.
He's 26 years old.
It's a practicing surgeon, David Martinez, to compete for Dana White's contender series. Hopes to join sister in UFC. What the
What?
fuck?
How are
Does it
you a
sit there?
surgeon at 26?
Yeah,
I'm about to be 26 and I haven't done shit. What the?
me too, man. I'm 31 and fuck,
I thought you just turned 30.
I'm 31, man.
Verga.
Yeah,
Well,
and I
uh,
just and I just refuse to to fucking leave alone my rapping career, man.
Hell yeah.
is rap popular in Mexico, like American rap?
Yeah, there's rap in Mexico. Yeah,
But like
that
what?
and it's very fucking popular lately.
Yeah.
Santa Fe Clan.
Who do you think is like
Yeah,
the most popular rapper out of Mexico?
right now, Santa Fe clan.
Santa Fe Clan.
What about now? I don't think he's from Mexico, but that dude from Texas, he's been blowing up recently. He was on Rogan a little bit ago.
SPM?
Uh,
Mexican OT.
yes, that's who. Yes, Mexican OT. Yeah,
I don't even know who that is.
I never heard his music, but I heard that he's good.
I
Josh,
heard.
stop listening to trash music, bro.
Dude, come on.
This guy, dude.
First
First,
off,
Cardi.
the
Third,
disrespect.
yeah.
The disrespect. Yeah,
Ponce would never approve of this.
I know Haas wouldn't approve of it. But I've only ever heard one song from the Mexican OT. I did enjoy it. I think Paul Wall was in it. He's a Texas guy.
Hey, sitting sideways.
Boys, yeah, that song's fire. But yeah, so I've only heard one song from the Mexican OT and it was good. But hey, speaking of Cardi, just dropped the deluxe edition with 4 additional tracks, including another Travis Scott feature and a music video for Evil Jordan. So
How do I? Oh my God, my battery just died.
your car battery.
I don't know. My lights just shut off. I don't know
No,
why they just shut
start
off.
your car, bro. Let's hear it. Let's see it.
About to. Oh, we're good.
Okay, I was gonna say if you need, I got some interstate batteries.
There you go. Very clutch of you, my friend.
Yeah, I'll mail one out to you.
Very
Oh, yo,
Guys,
sponsor?
forgot
Question
my
mark?
fucking.
sponsor.
Ooh,
Yeah. What do we got, Hector? Well,
forgot my fucking
what's the
iPad,
news?
man. Bozo, see, I forgot my fucking iPad, so hopefully I can fucking make this shit work. Hey, 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 hey,
Dos, tres. Un,
hey,
dos,
hey,
tres.
hey, 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 hey.
Well, if there's one
Pa.
thing I've learned about us over the past 16 weeks is that we
Hey,
always
hey,
make it work.
hey, hey,
One way
hey,
or another, my friend. One
hey,
way or
hey.
another. What do we got
Yeah, I'm
next?
fucked.
Next up,
Raul Rojas.
yes, sir, Chiwiwis.
Give me, give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah,
Give me
you're
one
good.
second. Let me just do something real quick.
Yep.
Go ahead, go
Hot
ahead.
take. Chiwiwis.
Yeah, me too. Against Vince Morales. Let's see what he's been up to. Last lost to
Open.
Elijah Smith.
He hasn't won either.
He is 3-7 in the UFC. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's ass, dude. They're gonna keep feeding uh
Oh. Okay, so
Rosa.
what'd you say?
They're gonna keep feeding Chiwiwis, dude. Guys that can build him. It's gonna be like that, like they did with O'Malley. Just keep feeding him to build him, and then once he starts getting better, we learned a lot when he fought. Who was the guy that literally grappled him?
C-Rod was the only guy to beat him.
That was C-Rod. Then
So who's gonna
everybody doubted C-Rod.
so who's gonna win? Chihuahuas or
Chiwiwis.
Well, I mean, if you look at this Vince
he's fighting
Morales
who?
guy, I mean, man, he's fighting Vince Morales. He looks like almost identical to remind me. Oh my God, what's that fucking guy's name? He kind of had like a really good start to his career, then kind of. Oh my God, what is that dude's name? I feel bad that I can't think of his name right now.
No,
He's like a Mexican American, I think, like of Mexican descent,
Abe
but
Galvin.
no. Um, dude, why can I not think of this dude? He looks exactly. Who does that guy look like?
Oh, yeah.
Who
Yeah.
does that?
Adrian
Adrian
Yanes.
Yanez.
Yanes.
Yes. He looks like Adrian Yanez. Yeah, sorry, Mr.
Yeah, he
Yanez.
kind of does.
I don't know why your name escaped my head, but yeah, this Vince Morales guy had 2 stints in the UFC. His most recent one, he is 0-2, 3-7 in the UFC overall. So yeah, I think Chiwiwis is getting fed some fodder, as far as I could tell. But man, a lot of risk for Chiwiwis though, because if he loses, that's bad news.
You know who else looks like who?
Cool.
Kevin Gastelum.
I like the segue.
Yeah, like that
Yes.
fucking guy from Afghanistan, right?
Yeah.
No, no. He looks like the dude from. He hangs out with Lazy Boy.
What's that guy's name? He just fought.
Uh,
Oh, not Hack Pressed.
no, Shorty Torres.
I don't know. I know Kelvin
Oh, nah.
Gastelum looks like Hack Pressed. I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna send this in the chat, and you tell me he doesn't look like. Obviously, I don't know if you can see it now, but it's there.
He's from Chicago. That shorty Torres guy.
He is.
He's from Cicero. Yeah, he's from Cicero.
Oh yeah, bro.
He's
They got
he
his thing
started
painted on the under when you go under
yeah.
the bridge.
Holy
He actually
shit.
started fighting with fucking with
We lost you there. I found the dude you're
guys. I'm
talking
gonna
about.
have to go.
Oh, you're all good. Hector, glad you were able to join us.
Guys, see you next week.
See
See
you
you
guys.
then. Thank you for hopping on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
See you next time. Well, Abe, just us now. Man, dude, Lazy Boy looks like an absolute demon in this picture you sent me.
Dude, because he is. He's a beast.
You know what? I'm just gonna screenshot that and put it on the screen just so people could see it better. I'm not holding my phone up to this.
You're gonna need again. It's gonna go down.
What's that?
They're gonna take your video down again.
No, I mean the pictures have not been a problem yet, but when I tried to include you know what I heard? I think the problem was the audio. I think if I muted the audio, I
Yeah.
may have gotten away with it.
Oh, yeah.
Um, maybe I'll try that next time. But you brought up Kelvin Gastelum, who is the next fight. He's taking on Joe Pyfer, the guy who fought on the first episode of the Contender
Oh,
Series I ever watched, but that's when he got his arm snapped
Joe
backwards by
Pfeiffer.
Dustin
Be a
Stoltzfus.
Joe Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I'm hoping Joe Pyfer is Joe Pyfer in this. I want to see him win. A win over Kelvin Gastelum, that puts you right back in the mix because he
That
is
speaks
coming.
volumes.
What's that?
I said that speaks volumes, really, for a guy like Joe Pfeiffer. That's his like first real named opponent with an actual name.
Well, yeah, and the opportunity he had before that in Jack Hermanson, that was his only loss in the UFC.
Mhm.
But coming off a 1 minute and 25-second knockout of Marc-Andre Barriault gets him a shot against Kelvin Gastelum, and I think that will do a
Can't
lot
get
of
that with
good.
Kevin. Yeah, Kelvin's really good. He's got a good chin. I think it'll be a good fight, man.
How do you see it going?
I think ultimately, if you know this, if it were years ago, and we were talking about the Gaslam that followed Adesanya,
Hmm.
I would head towards Gaslam. But right now, he's aged, he's slowed. Um, I'm going Pfeiffer just for being the younger, more energetic. Probably got a better tank than Gaslam does right now. I think he will bring him down, and I don't want to say maul because what the.
I mean, we know Joe Pyfer can knock the shit out of people.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening unless I just, dude, he's got a really good chin, man.
Let's see. When was the last time Kelvin Gastelum got knocked out, and who was it by? So he does. Oh, he's never been knocked out.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
there, there you
Looked
go.
really good. He looked really good when he fought Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like I don't know, man. I, I don't know. I don't see Pfeiffer knocking him out. I'm not saying he's not strong enough, but I just think like, dude, Izzy in his prime was like pinpoint accuracy, dude.
Mm,
And he was like really, really good. I'm gonna say he was better than Joe Pyfer at this stage, and look at what he did to Izzy.
right. Yeah. Tough fight.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
watch it live, but I've seen the highlights 1,000 times with
Izzy's face was all busted up.
yeah.
Granted, this was a few years ago, so I do give the edge to Joe Pyfer. Um, but I think it'll be a good fight, man.
I agree. Yeah, I'm glad it's the feature bout. That is what they call the third to last fight, right? That's what the feature bout.
I thought
Well, there's the feature
feature.
prelim, which is the last
I
prelim.
thought that was the last prelim to introduce you to the main card.
Right, but I have heard it thrown around, or maybe I'm just misremembering, but I have
The
heard,
feature bout is probably the main event. It's just another word for it, I think.
see, I've heard people describe there's the main event, the co-main, and then the feature bout. I've heard that said before. So I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
the person who said it was messed up. I don't know. For some
Yeah,
reason
let's start with them.
I hear Laura Sanko saying it in my head. Maybe I heard her say it. But she knows her shit. So
Yeah.
I love Sanko. I think she adds a lot to especially I mean I watch every episode of the Contender series so I hear her commentating and just she's like the female Dominic Cruz in terms of fight diagnosis. Maybe I'm talking out of pocket there, but what I hear when I like Laura Sanko could help somebody understand what is happening in a fight better than most people.
Uh, eh,
Maybe I just have a sentimental attachment because Laura Sanko kind of
You
held
just
my
like
hand.
she's attractive to you is what it is.
Listen, she is beautiful. There's no denying that. But
Seen her in
uh,
person. Good.
what's up?
I've seen her in person. She looks really good.
Yeah, yeah, I would bet. But Laura Sanko, similar story. I've been seeing her since my like literally my first day being a fan of MMA. Laura Sanko was there because she's been on every episode of the Contender Series. So, love Sanko. Shout out her. She makes the sport better. Um,
That's
but speaking of making the sport better, co-main events they do that too. And this one we got Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober. Now
easy dub,
for
Manuel.
Drew Dober, 27 and 14 with a 13 and 10 record in the UFC. He is always entertaining. Yeah, last two losses coming to Gian Silva and Hanato Moicano. But man, he is entertaining as hell. I mean, one of the most entertaining fighters on the roster, always puts on a goddamn show. Um, but with that being said, Mr. Manuel Torres, El Loco, which for those of you who don't know, means crazy. So let's see how crazy he is. 3-1 record in the UFC, also a Contender Series guy. Only loss in the UFC coming to Ignacio Bahamondes in his last bout, September of last year.
Very well.
Got stopped in round one, but does have a win over Chris Duncan and a win over Nicholas Mata and a win over Frank Camacho. So, um, yeah, I this is another one where I would absolutely love to see Drew Dober get a win just because I want to see him stick around. He's entertaining as all hell. He's one of the most entertaining fighters on the roster. Always game for a fight. But yeah, Manuel Torres, Mexican, so would be nice to see the Mexican get a win in the co-main on
Always,
Mexican
always.
card. But speaking of Mexicans, we have probably one of
The
the most
biggest
famous
Mexican.
Mexicans on earth.
See, yeah,
So yeah, that being the silent or not the silent assassin, that's the other guy. This is the assassin baby,
yeah.
Brandon Moreno. Taking on Steve Carell Urseg. Hilarious guy, love him in the UFC. Wish that he now as much I mean again, I love Pantoja. He does the intro for this podcast. Shout out
Oh, yeah.
Pantoja. But man, I think a lot of people were rooting for Urseg to win the belt. And I think all things considered, he would have won the belt if he didn't make that mistake in the fifth round. I think
I
that
think, yeah, I can say that. Yeah, I can say that. That obviously cost him, but I'm gonna go with this, and maybe you won't see this coming, but I think he beats Brandon Moreno. Yeah,
holy shit, ring the bell. Abe is
yeah,
going against the Mexican,
yeah,
going
dude.
for Steve Urseg. Let's hear the explanation. I gotta hear this.
Dude, he's legit, man.
He is,
He's
without a
legit. If
doubt.
you look at everything he did before he fought Pantoja, he's legit. Obviously, he's lost to Pantoja, the champion, who's proven time and time again that he just continues to get better based on his competition, literally.
Literally one of the
So,
best fighters in the UFC.
yeah, 100%, 100%. But I mean, it's like you're losing to a champion in Pantoja, so we can't like discredit him for that. And then you go out there and you lose to, yeah, he lost to Kai Kara France,
Yeah,
and then. I mean, I don't know, dude. Kai Kara just, he's good. Um, I'm just super disappointed that the fight between him and Manel was
that's
just
what everyone wanted to see.
played yeah.
They do
But
not like each other.
no, dude. Trust me, man. I was so into that press conference. They were just sitting there talking to each other. He's in the stands, just sitting there. Nah, dude. Moreno is I don't know, dude. As much as I love him, as much as we all love him, I think we can all agree that ever since he lost the belt to Pantoja, it's been just a steady, just I want to say like a decline. He didn't really. Who did he last fight?
Well,
Bazzi or
he does. Yeah, his last fight, he did get a win over Amir Albazi, but before that, losing to Brandon Royval,
yeah. I mean, look at Raw Dog is a beast.
without a
Uh,
doubt.
but I don't know. I think we all thought Moreno was the top dog there, and it was just he just lost. It wasn't his night. But you go out and you lose to Royval. That just shows that there's a contender out there better than you. And then he went out there to He fought Abazi, and I didn't think he looked that good, to be honest with you. Um, there was just there was shades of the old Moreno, but there's also shades of this new one. And I think with a guy like Urseg, you got to be right there, man. And I don't know if he's got that in him anymore. Um, I'd like to see him win, but if like I was a betting man, yeah, I'm going for Urseg.
Yeah, and Urseg having such a close 5 round fight against one of the best, I mean, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the UFC. I mean, that showed everybody that he is here to hang around with the big dogs. Granted, got stopped in the first round by Kai Kara France, but Kai Kara France, he's been around. Everybody knows that he could beat most people on any given night. Funny enough, that Brandon Moreno, Brandon Royval card, that was the last one that you and I watched in person together. That
Is
was
it?
yep, that was the last one, February 24th, 2024. That was the last card you and I watched in person.
No, the last one we watched together was. Oh wait, did it? Yeah, your fault on that card too.
Uh
Oh, we watched another
yeah,
one, dude.
Brian Ortega.
Yeah. Okay, we did watch that.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember
Zell
that.
Huber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was yeah. So that man, it's been a while. We got if Haas ever gets you back into Pennsylvania, we'll have to I mean, I got to come to Chicago though. I've never been to Chicago.
For the UFC fight night.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude. I was talking to Hector when I come by. Us three, we gotta all watch Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia.
Yeah, for sure. We'll watch that.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna agree here. I do not want to see Steve Erceg go on a 3 fight skid. He had one of the more impressive performances against Pantoja. Rough loss to Kai Kara France, but I think he could beat Morena. And this is another thing, I echo your sentiment pretty much exactly. I absolutely love Brandon Moreno. His win when he won the belt is one of my favorite fights of all time. I mean, funny enough, that fight is probably the indirect inspiration for the name of this podcast. Because that was the Joe Rogan moment that I've been putting at the beginning of this podcast. I don't know if you caught it. But,
Yep. Oh yeah.
he's under the chin. I mean, they say that all the time. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
very common thing to be said in a UFC fight, and every time I hear it, I'm like, ah. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was one of my
Got
favorite
it.
moments in UFC history.
Yeah, man, it's a good one, man. I'm excited for the card on Saturday. It's gonna be a banger. I'm excited that I don't have to pay for it because it's free for ESPN Plus.
Yep.
I wouldn't can't say free because we pay for it,
Right.
but yeah, it's just non-pay-per-view fight and it's a banger of a card,
It
man.
really is. A
Um,
lot
I
of
I'm excited for it, and I think we should cook up a parlay once we get off this call, and we will post the parlay on the video, and people can go because I would like to bet some good money on this weekend.
Well, that parlay that we cooked up has been on the screen since you started talking about it, and that is what we're rolling with. Yeah, I hope we could put together something pretty good. And now, is this fight? Is this in Mexico City?
Mexico City, yeah, Mexico.
Okay. Have you ever been to Mexico City?
I did. I spent the whole month in Mexico City.
How was it? Dope place?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. The culture, it's different, man, because you go into a Mexico City, and then you go to like Michoacan, where Hector's from, and where he goes. It's totally different, man. The environment, the culture. Mexico City is more like a just a big city in Mexico.
Right.
Obviously, it's like almost like the same thing here. It's just a big city in the
Mm,
U.S. Um, so there was like a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. Obviously, the people there, very very nice, very loving, very welcoming. Here, not so much. Um, Depending where you go, but in Mexico, it's always they want to take care of you because you're their
right.
guest. Here, I mean, they don't really care if you're here or not. The discipline in people is way up here compared to us down here. I'll tell you what, man, there's a lot of like I want to say Mexico gets a bad rap, but when you're there, dude, it's like the people take you in like your family, bro. It's
Right.
literally, bro, they take care of you. You need this, you need that, boom, they'll get you this, whatever you need. They will take care of you. And that's what I love about Mexico, man. Um, but like if you go to where Hector's from, it's more of like the ranch style living.
Right.
Uh,
I dig that.
yeah. I haven't gone to like the where like my mom's from and stuff like that. Because that's more like that. But I've the only time I've been to Mexico City was 2 years ago, and that was in Mexico City. Sorry, I said that twice. The only time I've been to Mexico was Mexico City.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but where I'm from and where Hector's from is a little ways from Mexico City. They're talking about like small villages, small towns. Um, yeah, it's just I've heard only heard great things, man. Someday soon I will go check it out. But yeah, dude, if you've never you said you've never been, but I would strongly recommend just going out there, man, checking it out. Food's great. The environment's great. It's just awesome, dude. It's really cool to see, and just speaking about this makes me want to go back.
Well, I mean, you're selling me on it. I always imagine myself like going to some like in like a small town, like some what do they call bars down there?
Like a bar?
Yeah, like a bar, like a saloon or
What is a saloon? Because okay, so before I say the wrong thing, what exactly is a saloon? Because I thought a saloon was like them places you go and there's like women there,
no, that is what's known as a brothel.
and that is what?
A brothel?
Yeah.
A brothel is it's a
What?
that's what a brothel is.
Uh, are they gonna take that off the video if we put that there or no?
I mean, I could censor what I just said. I mean, everybody will know what I just said. I could censor it.
You ever been to one of those?
No, I have not. But there is one that I know of in Nevada. Now, I mean, that kind of activity, I believe, reached its peak in the 19th, early 20th. No, it'd be like 19th century, like the 1800s, when that was a little bit more socially acceptable, and there was a little less oversight out west. I mean, I don't know the history that well, but from what I understand. But no, a saloon is, from what I understand, just like a bar. It's just another name for a drinking establishment. I would bet that there were plenty of saloons that had brothel-like activity at
Yeah.
them, but no, a saloon does not denote brothel.
That would be different from like a bar, like
Right,
there's two ways. You got like more of like I guess you can go out like a slang, like what your homies would say. They would say like it's una barra is like a it's just a two. You got to roll the R's. It's a BARRA, or you can say it's like a Mezclun is like a more formal, like a vamos a la cantina.
la
Is
cantina.
yeah, that's more of like we're going to like I don't know. It just seems like more formal to me. But like you don't even. We just. I've never said let's go to a bar. I just said vamos a pistear is let's go drink.
Well, that makes sense. Well, one thing I wanted to ask about Mexico is it really hot down there?
No, I don't depend on the time of the year. Like here, when you go to December, November, like winter months here in the U.S., it's very nice down there in
Hmm.
Mexico. Um, but it also depends, man. Like I wouldn't say it's like scorching hot. Like when I was there, it was pretty consistently in the 70s,
Okay,
70,
it's
78.
comfortable weather.
Yeah, dude. I think 75 with a breeze is perfect weather for me. Um, but the sun goes down. It's almost like in Vegas, dude, where like the sun
Hmm.
goes down and it gets chilly, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just like that, dude. So but the climate there is just beautiful, man. Pretty much year round, dude. It's crazy, dude. Like I said, man, I think you need to definitely take a trip. Go to like Cancun or what's another place that they go? Cabo.
See,
But
I'm more I would rather go to some rural place. If I'm going to Mexico, I don't necessarily, now don't get me wrong. I would love to go to a Mexican resort. I mean, that who wouldn't? But I would love to see like the more rural side of Mexico, like really get into like what the country's like.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely have to go. Like I was gonna say Mexico City, because Mexico City you get the best of both.
Mm,
You get the very like rich part of Mexico City, and then you get kind of like the slums.
yeah.
So you get to see both. Obviously, there's middle ground there, but you get to walk and see through the neighborhoods and stuff like that. You get to see it's just a different living, man. It's a different style, and everybody's so grateful for what they have out there, dude. They're not complaining. They want this, they want that. They're happy with the life they live, dude, and that's just the way it is, man. Here, it's like nobody's ever truly happy.
Yeah, you
They
do
don't,
you do
yeah,
get that kind of vibe.
yeah, they don't have much, dude, but what they have is enough for them to be happy. Like.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the good thing about it. They're just very, very grateful in Mexico. Or I guess you could. I can't speak for all Mexicans, but
I mean, we are generalizing, but at the same time, it's
yeah,
like I get what you're saying. Like,
yeah, dude. It's a different lifestyle, dude. Like I'm just telling you, dude. It's very the a lot of the people there are very grateful. Like when I was there, they were very grateful that I was there. And just very welcoming, dude. And I mean, ultimately, you go to a different country. Granted, like I'm Mexican, and like my family came from there. Um, but like I was with an American citizen when I went there, and just straight white dude, and very welcoming to him as well, dude. Um, there's some English spoken down there, not as good as here, but they can like communicate, and they'll
mm,
do their best to like try to make you feel welcome, as they did with my buddy that was with me, and I'm sure he appreciated it, and I'm sure sometimes he misses Mexico as well, man. It's just a different lifestyle, and again, I strongly recommend going. You or whoever else is listening to the podcast that's never been, go out there, man. Have fun and obviously be safe, but yeah, just enjoy the culture, man. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the love of the people. And damn, dude, I might just go ahead and book a ticket. I want to go back now.
I mean, you're talking me into it heavy. I have always wanted to visit Mexico because it's like it's our neighbor. Because
Yeah,
like Canada feels very like it feels like similar to the U.S. It's like
it is very.
the
I tell you,
U.S.
what, I went to
is
Canada and I didn't like it, dude. I wanted to come back right away. The people at the immigration services were very like rude to me. Um, they were kind of making it seem like I wanted to come to their country and like rob them of something, and I was like. No, they're just here for work, and they were just very, very rude at the airport, man. And they were just like, I don't know. After that, kind of ruined everything, dude. And I just kind of wanted to go home. I can tell you, when I got back home, I was excited to breathe that Chicago air, man. I swear to God, dude, I was so happy to be finally home. Um, but yeah, man, if I had to take if there was this was like a poll, it would be Mexico and U.S. at the top. And I mean, nothing against Canadians. I just didn't have a good experience both times I went. Um, but Canada is a second.
Well, I have only been to Canada. I think only one time. I know I've been but it was Niagara Falls, which is basically
That's New
the
York.
United States. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
that's
I
not
went
saying
to a
New York.
very Americanized part of Canada. What I would love to do is explore, not alone or like, go off renegade style, but I would love to see like the Canadian wilderness. It seems like a very beautiful country landscape wise, especially in the northern parts. But I don't know shit about Canadian geography, so I'm just talking out of my ass. Um, but yeah, Mexico, I would love to visit. One other thing that I wanted to ask about the weather there is when it does get hot, would you describe it as an inferno?
No, I granted I was there in like kind of like their fall time of the year. I was
Uh-huh.
there in November, um, and it wasn't like super hot, but like um, my mom is going in like July, and it does get pretty hot. I mean, you're talking maybe 80s, 90s, hundreds. Um, I mean, really, you can get anywhere, but yeah, there's definitely 100-degree temps out there, and that's why the sun usually beats down hard, man. That's why a lot of us Mexicans are dark complected, dude. um, because of the sun, and it gets pretty brutal. Um,
Well, Well, maybe it's not an inferno, but would you maybe describe it as Henry George Clouseau's Inferno?
oh Jesus Christ!
Ah,
I could have known it coming.
I
Yeah,
I try my best. Um,
Yeah, dude, it's a great time, man. But Inferno, I've never watched and I've never even heard of, to be honest with you.
Well, there's a reason why you haven't heard of this because this film never came out.
Really?
It never did. It was filmed in 1964. But this film, not just called Inferno. Are you getting pulled over right now?
I'm parking right now.
Oh, it looked like your screen was flashing. It looked like cop lights for a second.
No, it's me hitting the brake.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, Abe, keep it rolling. Let's
Wow,
see
bro.
what happens. Oh. But anyway, this film is not a film in the traditional sense. This is a documentary about a film that never came out. And really all I have to say is they do have 180 reels of film from the original shoot, and the shots that were in this film that were supposed to be in the film are some of the best shots I've ever seen, and I've watched hundreds of movies,
Is
if
this a
not.
PG-13 movie?
The documentary, yeah, no, there's not swearing, there's not nudity, so yeah, I would say it's probably PG-13. Actually, I forget if they may have showed boobs. I can't remember. If they did show boobs, I was distracted because the shots were so good that all I was registering was how beautiful the film looked. And I said this when I was watching it, in my head, I'm thinking if any of these shots that I'm seeing were in another finished film, it would immediately be one of my favorite films. The shots are that good. I mean, this was just you have to see it to believe it. I mean, I am so happy. Now, this documentary I believe was released in 2009. So this is like 40 plus years after the film was shot. And I'm just glad we have footage because it is so goddamn beautiful that to have this shit buried away and never to be seen, I mean, that would have just been one of the greatest sins to mankind ever. Shout out Arrow Academy, like a part of Arrow Video. This is like some of their more highfalutin, I guess you would call it. All French films that I own, I believe on Arrow Academy, they're all French. This is a French documentary about a French film that never came out. So, yeah, that's my film of the week. Henry George Clouzot's Inferno. All right, well, we did that. Where are you at right now?
A lot of walk in the house. I just didn't want to go in right now because my boy Simba's probably gonna bark.
Oh, yeah, you got a dog?
Yeah, I got two. It's Simba and Milo.
I don't. Well, obviously I've never been to your house. I've never met your dogs, but I don't think I've ever seen your dogs before.
They're about the size of Annabelle.
Oh, well, I hope I don't trip over them and break my shoulder. Oh man.
Well, heck yeah, dude. It's been fun, man.
Yeah, what an up.
Like always, kick it again next Tuesday.
Yeah. Hopefully
Tuesday.
Tuesday, but Wednesday also works.
Yeah, we'll try
Thursday
for
is
Tuesday.
pushing it, and Friday is hell.
Yeah, let's do Tuesday because I think I fly out next week on Wednesday. So
All
Tuesday.
right, all right, yeah, let's book it for then. But hey, if you made it this far, shout out to you. Your viewership never goes unnoticed. I always notice that nobody watches this far into it, but so so there's that. But hey, if anybody caught last week's episode, I had a good half hour rant about why we do this. So if you're curious, you can go check that out. Go into the inspirations and why it is important to do what we do. So with that being said, throw a like on there, throw a comment, even if it's mean. Subscribe. Oh shit, dude, we got 10 subscribers. I forgot to
Oh yeah,
tell
I've
you,
seen
we're
that.
at
Yeah,
10.
I've
We're
seen that.
at
I've seen
10.
that. Yeah, dude. Hell
Double
yeah.
digits.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to triple by the end of the year. We're already at the end of March, so we got some catching up to do, but hopefully maybe if we start posting clips. Hey, oh, man, if I could talk to the guy who edits these videos, I would tell his lazy ass to start putting some clips and some
Some
shorts
clips and too.
together.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't have a good form of contact with the guy who edits these videos. He's pretty
Hmm.
dense, doesn't listen to
Yeah.
his own advice. Um, but maybe he will one day, who knows. So with that being said, Abe, I'll see you next week. Anybody who's watching, I'll see
See you
you
guys.
next week too. And hope you had a great time. Woo!
See you guys. Thanks.